Youngest person ever sentenced to death was 14 years old, George Stinney Jr., African-American who was accused of killing white girls aged 11 and 7. George was sentenced and killed with a 5,380-volt shock in the electric chair. He was too small, so little to sit on an electric chair, so they made him sit on a Bible before killing him. Yes, that is a tragic and disturbing fact. George Stinney Jr. was indeed the youngest person ever sentenced to death in the United States in the 20th century. He was convicted of the brutal murders of 2 young white girls in Alcolu, South Carolina in 1944, and was executed by an electric chair just 83 days after the crime. Stinney was only 14 years old and weighed just 90 pounds, making it difficult for the executioners to fit him properly into the chair. As you mentioned, they had to use a Bible as a booster seat to make the electric current pass through his body effectively, which is a horrifying detail. Stinney's trial was highly controversial and there were serious concerns about the fairness of the proceedings. He was tried by an all-white jury and represented by an inexperienced court-appointed lawyer who did not mount a strong defense. There was no physical evidence linking Stinney to the crime, and the prosecution relied heavily on a disputed confession that Stinney allegedly made, which he later retracted. The entire trial lasted just 1 day, and the jury took just 10 minutes to reach a guilty verdict. In 2014, more than 70 years after his execution, Stinney was posthumously exonerated by a South Carolina judge who found that his trial had been fundamentally unfair and that his confession was likely coerced. While this was a belated acknowledgement of the injustice done to Stinney, it could not undo the tragic and wrongful execution of a young boy who should have had a chance at life.